was great, but the waves were big and we had to be very careful, but we were. And everybody had a good time and everybody got a good workout in. You know, when you go surfing, it totally is a workout. And oh my gosh, everybody, I hope so much that this is the year that you come surfing with me at the ocean up here in Oceanside. I want you to come out and tell whoever is, if there's somebody around you right now, you look over and say, hey, you know what? I want to go surfing too. I want to do that this summer. And then we make it happen. Everybody, we do it every single month. And I love it. These are super reflective. Let's get them off. And those are my blue light blockers, everybody. I'll tell you, I think they help. All right, we have a great group in the house. Nick, is your hand up because of the breathing motto needs to be done? That is a thumbs up. And there is Nick, everybody. Here is Mr. Friday's fitness challenge, ultimate strength test. And look at this guy. His muscles got bigger over the weekend. I think everybody, he definitely looks like he got a little stronger. Nick, first question I'm going to ask you is, did you eat healthy after that workout?
Yeah,
You did. All right. Now,
yeah,
let me, the second question is, do you feel stronger today after the workout on Friday?
yeah.
How do your biceps feel?
No, no, stop.
They're sore, everybody. Everybody, remember on Friday, Nick did that bicep curl challenge with the 15-pound barbell. And we don't know, but it was a lot. He did so many of those that his biceps were feeling it. And we talked a lot about when you exercise, you also want to make sure you're doing good recovery with your nutrition and good recovery with hydration. And then recovery, as in resting too, kind of letting those muscles get themselves back to where they need to be. So let's do the hydration part of things. Everybody, I got my magic disappearing cup here. And let's put a springtime background on. Andy's in the house. What's up, Andy? Good to see you. We got again, everybody. Lisa's in the house. Karen is here, everybody. Scott is in the house. Evan in the house. There's Bernie. She's in the house. What's up, Evan? Oh my, Evan's got the Jurassic Park shirt. Everybody, did you know there's a Jurassic Park thing going on in Carlsbad down at the beach? You got to check it out, everybody. There's some, if you like dinosaurs and you're in San Diego, listen up because in Carlsbad, you're going to have to look it up. But there is a Jurassic Park going on at the campgrounds. And I've heard it's pretty cool. I think me and my wife are going to take Sophia and go look at some dinosaurs. All right, Nick, are you ready to kick off this workout?
Yeah, and five, 40, 21, and breathe in the dirt. Breathe out the back. Breathe in the happy. And breathe out the dad. Breathe in your bed. And breathe out the wood. And breathe in your power. Do you read the Padre done? But
Ooh, Padres, they got to do some work, everybody. They dropped a couple, but you know what? They're still doing pretty good. Great job, Nick. Breathing motto, bringing anytime you bring the Padres into the breathing motto, that's a win. And we'll get Nick back up here too for some leadership in a little bit. Also, you might have seen Bernie in the chat room talking about doing some leadership. And yeah, Bernie, we're gonna get you doing leadership. All you have to do is ask. So what Bernie just did right there is that's kind of the requirement. You want to have an idea. But even if you don't have an idea of anything, you're like, I don't know what I would even do. Coach John, would you tell me like an exercise, give me an idea if I became a leader and then I could try to show it? Totally, we can do that. So even if you're not sure what to do, I'll come up with like a challenge for you on the spot. And that could be a lot of fun. But you know what else is a lot of fun is springtime backgrounds. Let's find a springtime background, everybody. Let's see what we got here that really represents spring. That one's kind of fun. Oh, look at that one. This is a fun one. There's my friend Riley. Look at that. We're going out to the ocean, but that's not springtime. That's Halloween. I got my pirate hat on. Here's the tree with the, oh my God, let's do this, everybody. Check this out. All right, nice, everybody. This is kind of what it looks like outside where we live over here in the mountains. There's a lot of the mustard flower, and that might be like that where you are too, where you're seeing a lot of that yellow flower everywhere. Our whole hillside is just covered in yellow flowers right now. It's beautiful. And everybody, let's go ahead. Let's have Let's have our head and neck. Let's do the classics, but then let's do some shapes. So we'll go the classics forwards and backwards, and then we're going to go with classic shapes. So we'll go square, triangle, circle, and then heart maybe, or star. Those are some classics. Have a sip of water if you need it. Let's get ready, everybody. All right, we got a great group who's on here. Let's go ahead. I'm going to roll back just a little bit more and fix my camera up just a little bit more. There we go. Awesome. I feel like I'm in this field right here. I'd probably be sneezing a lot, right? If I was in this field, but I'm not in the field, so it's okay. All right, let's go with the classics. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll go right side. And nice and slow over to the left side. Nice and slow, bringing it down. Nice and slow, bringing it up. Nice and slow, bringing it backwards. So I'm pulling it back. You can see it going back that way. Going up right here, going out, reaching out with my neck. Going up with my ear. So I got my ear lift on the right side. And then switching over nice and slow, ear lift on the left side. Excellent job. Let's go ahead and head tilt. So I'm bringing this ear and I'm trying to go down to my side now. And then on this side, the same thing. I'm bringing the ear down. And then we're going to draw that X. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, let's go ahead and reverse it. Here we go. We'll bring it down. 1, 2. We're going, drawing the X. 4. Nice. Going into a head tilt, an ear lift, giraffe neck, turtleneck, going up, going down, going left, and going right. Nice job, everybody. Those are the classics. Let's go ahead and do a few shapes. So let's start with just the square shape. So you can start at any corner. You could be down low, you could be up high. We're just going to go across the front, down, bringing our chin under our kind of armpit shoulder area. Go across to the other shoulder, bring it up. And then let's go across maybe 3 times one way. And then we'll go 3 the other way. Up and across. We'll go one more like this. Down, over, up, across, reverse it. Over, down, over, up, over, down, over, up. One more. Over, across, down, over to this one, and up. Not bad. Now remember, when we do a circle, we're not bringing our head and tilting it back. It's almost like we're kind of looking just up with our chin just slightly lifted, as if we're looking up maybe at some clouds that are like out in front of us, kind of like these clouds are right here. So let's imagine you're looking up at a cloud and it's like say a shape of a circle. So you're checking it out. And so we're going to be looking at the cloud going all the way around. It's good. Now we're up on a cliff, so the cloud goes below us. And then we go up this way, or maybe we're standing on top of a building. There's not a lot of ways you get the cloud below you, but if you're up on top of a mountain, or if you get out there and you're up on top of like a big building, there's a chance that you could get a cloud below you and you would be looking at it. You'd be looking down, and then you'd be kind of going off to the side here, looking up the side, looking up straight up at the top, bringing it up, bringing it around. Maybe we reverse it, taking it around. But you can see my head's not all the way back. My head's just kind of right here, bringing it down to my shoulder, going to the other shoulder, bringing it up. And we'll go one more, bringing it down, across, and up. Nice. You might be doing a lot of head and neck stuff in yoga, and there's a reason for that, everybody. That's kind of this part of our body. It gets kind of neglected. We don't do a lot of movements for it, but we use it all the time. We're using it even right now. Let's go one more shape. Let's do a triangle shape. Let's do a fun shape. What's a fun shape? The heart? Heart shape? I think so. Let's go heart shape. We get a thumbs up on heart. No, not on the heart. What about the double thumbs up? I was thinking, what about a wave? A wave shape. Could we do a wave shape? How does a wave go, everybody? A wave kind of rolls in and then it kind of lifts up and then it kind of rolls back down, or maybe it even kind of breaks. So what we would want to do is come across our body, and then right at about the middle area here, about our shoulder, we would go up and we would roll like a wave, and then we would come back down. And then on the way back, we could come back and we could roll up like a wave like that. So let's try it out, everybody. You got to use your imagination for this one. Maybe even picture a wavelength. I'm going to turn my head all the way to the left side. I'm going to start coming across, and then I'm going to go up, and then I'm going to go down and over. I think I can do a better job than that. Let's go back this way. Oh, this is great. This is thoughtful. So bringing it up, going up and down. Let's bring it back again. Going up, making the wave and down. It's tough. Going up right here, going up and down. Let me try to close my eyes and picture it. Here we go. Going across. There's the wave going up. Oh, this wave's breaking. And then I'm drawing it back. Here we go again. I'm going to really concentrate. I'm going to come across, bringing my eyes up, bringing it around, and I'm drawing a wave, breaking and across, and then one more, bringing it back, bringing it up and across. Woo! Everybody, if you're able to, if it makes you feel okay, you can close your eyes. You can imagine. I was picturing a line that was going across, kind of going up, then curling back, and then going around. And if you've seen a lot of waves drawn, sometimes they draw them like that, where the waves kind of breaking over. Those are my favorite waves. I like the waves that are breaking because that's where surfers like to be. But remember, the whole point of all that is just to get us to think about our neck connection, get us to think about using our imagination and kind of get our minds out of, we might have been in busy mode or had something else going on, but now we're here in workout mode, and it gets us kind of thoughtful, and it gets us kind of working on moving forward with the rest of our body. So let's go ahead and let's get those trapezius going like we know we love to do. And so with the trapezius lift, remember, you're going to be picking, your whole arm's going to be coming up, but it doesn't matter where it is. We're just going to try to pick everything up with the muscles right up here. So we can do 2 together. Let's go 2 at a time. So we got 2 going up, keeping them up, keeping them going up and down. And then when you bring them down, if you're like me, I have arm rests. I'm kind of trying to push my arms down into my armrest. Now, because I'm sitting up straight, I can't. I'd have to lean into my armrest to really get them pushed in. And so I'm going to actually have to like reach down with my elbows to try to touch the pads there, and then bringing them up. So up and down. Nice job. Great job. There we go. Oh, here comes Carla, everybody. Another Carla. Remember, we got one Carla on vacation, but a second Carla. Here comes Sarah. Everybody, welcome, Carla. Sarah, welcome to the workout. We're just right here at Trapezius. We did a little bit of breathing motto, and then we did some neck movements with the shapes. We did the classics, and then we did a wave with the neck. So that was kind of neat. And now we're doing some trapezius. We're going to go into the deltoids here. Let's do a little bit of deltoid. Let's alternate with the deltoid. So let's go one and then the other. So with the trapezius, what I was just doing was both sides at a time. So you could say like a bilateral, or you could say, I'm doing it as a combo, because I am doing one side to doing both sides together. Whereas this is just one side at a time. And so not much of a combo here. This would be just kind of an isolated move, using that trapezius, using my deltoid, getting muscles in my armpit to stretch, getting all these muscles starting to get fired up. And you can see right here, I'm not sitting down, I'm not sitting back, I'm sitting up. If I can, I want to engage even my core a little bit. And we'll have a water break after this. Good call, Bernie. Good stuff. I'm doing great. Nice job. Going up and down. Let's bring it up. And let's go with both up. Let's just keep them up here for a moment. Let's bring our arms up like we're going up into the W position. Nice job. Let's bring it all the way out into like a T. So our arms are out straight to the side. Let's go back up into the W. Let's try to bring our elbows down to our sides, right? We'll go back up and then back out. So we'll go from a T to a W, to then bringing that W up and try to bring the elbows up against our body. This is going to be a great exercise. Then we go back into the WT. This is a great exercise again for getting our shoulder blades kind of getting involved, and we're depressing, we're lowering those shoulder blades, and they're just so important. Here they're raising up, and here they're just kind of stabilizing and hanging on. So we go W. Let's do 3 more. And then we do a squeeze. It's kind of a squeeze. These are muscles that not a lot of people activate. That's why I want to make sure you know about activating them. because not a lot of people are very strong in that part of their body. And I want you to be strong there. Here we go. Bringing it in, squeezing your arms against your sides, bringing them up and then bring them out. Let's go for one more, bringing it in, and then we're going to have a water break. Squeeze against your sides. My arms are still up, bringing them up and then bringing them out. Let's have a sip of water, everybody. Good call, Bernie, on the sip of water. We'll do the breath hold in just a few moments. And if you want to do the breath hold with me, Bernie, we can wait until you do leadership. If you want to do that, you can do the breath hold as a part of your routine. I know you like to kick us off with a breath hold. All right. Oh my gosh. You guys know I always just want to do whatever pops in my head. And sometimes wild things pop in my head. And so let's think about this. I just want to start with just my right hand and I just want to wiggle my fingers. If you want to wiggle just one finger at a time, you can do that. You can maybe try to just wiggle your thumb around. Just thumb wiggling. Just thumb wiggling. Maybe thumb, index finger, maybe the first three fingers. If you have all of your fingers, maybe see if you can wiggle them all. If you don't have all your fingers, see if you can wiggle what you got. All right. If you have a wrist right here, you might be able to move this around, and that's what we're going to get into next. We're going to start moving the wrist around, and you can almost you don't have to do it too strict. This isn't the up and down and side to side. This is more about just, again, wiggling, just moving it around, just wiggle in the air like you're waving. What did we say before? Like you got some peanut butter on your finger, you're trying to get the peanut butter off, you're trying to get it off your wrist. Now, what about at the elbow? What about if your whole elbow here, just kind of move it around. So I got my arm, and this is kind of like you're trying to shoo away if you had a bunch of mosquitoes or something coming around you. So get your arm moving around, but you're at the elbow. So we're moving at the elbow. First we were moving at the fingers, then we were moving at the wrist. Now we're moving at the elbow. So get those mosquitoes away. You got to like shoo them away, but you can only shoo them away with just the one arm. Now let's get into our whole arm, and let's just kind of move the arm around. And this is fly fishing, everybody. If you've been fly fishing before, this isn't exactly how you do it, but I just want you to just move your arm around. You can move it down low. Moving it down low looks like you're trying to, well, roll dice at the casino, right? But if you're moving it up here at the side, it looks like a baseball player. If you're moving it up over your head, it looks like you're maybe going fly fishing, or maybe you're at a baseball game for the Padres and you're cheering them on. And then let's just move into our whole shoulder. There we go. You saw my whole body started to move, and then my brain had to figure out, like, I just wanted to move here. So that was a great example. It took me about a second of figuring out, like, how do I move here without moving my whole body around? And my brain just went right into it. And so now this one would be kind of like what would be stirring up a huge bowl of spaghetti from the shoulder. And I'm feeling this in my trapezius now. All right, now let's get into our upper body. So we're just going to move our upper body around. And this is like you got ants on your back and you're trying to scratch, like maybe up against a tree, and maybe you got, poison ivy like me on your shoulder. You got to scratch, but you can only scratch against the bushes. So we're moving around and we're scratching on the trees. Who's ever seen a bear scratching on a tree? You ever seen that before? Keep going, like you got ants or something on you. Maybe if you don't like ants, don't have it be ants. Maybe it's what else could it be? Little tiny hedgehogs. All right, keep it going, everybody. All right, let's move into the other shoulder now. So now look, I've stopped my upper body moving. I'm just right here back into my shoulder again, fly fishing overhead. Maybe we're again stirring up the huge bowl of pasta or something like that. Down here, again, we're at the what do they call it? I forgot. The craps table. Yeah, don't go there. They'll take all your money. No, but that's what they're doing. They're rolling up the dice. They're moving over here, stirring up the big old pot of spaghetti, going overhead, waving our arm around. All right, now let's take it into the elbow. So now watch, I'm going to stop moving this part of my arm. And you can see that now. That part of my arm was all over the place. But now I'm controlling it. I can put it in front of my body and move it around. I can bring it over to the side of my body and it's moving. I could even have it down low. And so I could have my arm over here and just moving around to the side. But I just want to move it around nice and free, nice and free. All right, now let's go into the wrist. So my wrist is moving all around. So I got my wrist turning. It's going up, it's going down, it's going side to side. Let's keep that going. Keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go back into the fingers now. Now we're wiggling our fingers. You can't do this wrong, everybody. We've wiggled all the way across our body, and we've also stimulated so many muscles. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. So many muscles that we stimulated. Great job, everybody. That was incredible. Oh my gosh. Everybody, you know who I saw doing a really fantastic job? I got to say it. Sometimes when I see somebody doing great, I got to mention it. But Jed, everybody, Good stuff, my man. You were doing a great job. Everybody, we're circulating our blood. We're getting our muscles to get activated. And in a lot of ways, people always think about exercise being like we're very strict, and that can be done. But also, you want to be able to be loosened up. Now, does anybody feel it? Do you feel your hands and maybe you feel it in your arms? Maybe things just feel maybe a little bit more relaxed, and they should, because we didn't work the muscles in a way like lifting weights. We worked the muscles in a way like we were activating maybe some tired athletes and saying, hey, come on, let's get some energy going. And once those athletes get energy going, they're going to feel good in all types of conditions. So let's have a sip of water. We are going to go to some more stricter movement next, but it'll be fun. And then we're going to get some leadership coming up here too. So let's do next up. Let's get into our core. We'll keep using our arms. I kind of want to combo up our 4-point reach. I love the witch's pot. I want to bring the witch's pot into everything. I want to keep going. I love the armpit squeeze, so I want to do an armpit squeeze. And then I also like doing the core squeeze. So let's do a core squeeze. And then should we do a breath hold, Nick? Is that a combo? Is that's an you want to do it with me? All right, everybody. Nick's going to join us and he's going to show you how if you're standing up for this exercise, you're going to be doing the teapot a little differently, or the coffee pot in the ground touch. So Nick, real quick, show us a ground touch to the front and watch what Nick's going to do. He's going to see how he sticks out his butt. That's perfect. And then Nick can touch the ground. Look at that. No problem at all. Now, Nick, go ahead and do just one with the other side, however you want to do it, just to show. So again, you can see how he's tilting his body, and that's what we're doing with the ground touch when we get to that move. So let's start off nice and slow. The first one, let's go with the teacup. We're going to hold it for 3, 2, 1. We're going to bring everything back in. We're going to go across for 3, 2, 1. We're going to go to coffee pot and we're going to tip it on over. We're going 3, 2, 1. And then the ground touch. So I'm low. There we go. Lowering down. 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. I just disappeared for a second. Now what's next, Nick? We're going to go with the other side. All right. So we're going with the other side. Overhead. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Going for me. This is my left side now. Twisting. There's 2 different ways to do this. Look, this is me facing away from you. 3, 2, 1. And next time I'll do it where I keep my body still and just use my arm. Nick's showing it right there. There you go. Tipping over with the coffee pot. My armrest is in my way, so I could even hold that arm up if I want to get a little bit more kind of range. You can see this is the difference. That's with the armrest, and then this is if I had my arm in the way. That's about as far as I can go. So play around with the variety if you have an armrest. Let's go with the ground touch. That was a good 3 seconds there. 3, 2, and 1. All right, what do we have next? Was it armpit squeeze or witch's pot? Let's go witch's pot next. Let's go for 3 witch's pots in one direction. 3. Not too fast, not too fast. 2. And I like, look at Nick. He's doing great. Get a little low when you go out, though. Go down and out, and then up and in. That's it. Do another one of those. Down and out, up and in. That's the combo. Now switch directions. There you go. Nice job, Nick. And now I'm switching directions again. Sitting down, I'm leaning forward. Nice job, everybody. And just rocking my body forward as I extend my arms out. And you can see Nick, he's doing a great job. Now let's go vertical witch's pot. So like we're making a big old circle up in the sky. If you had like what was it, Harold in the Purple Crayon? Is he the one? Imagine you're trying to draw yourself like a big old door, and you're going to jump right on through it. And look at that. We got more and more folks coming in. Steven, oh my gosh, that's Clinton, everybody. Clinton's getting in the house. Keep drawing that big old, there we go, purple crayon door, bringing it around. We're going the other direction, switching. We're doing 3 with the arms going up, moving the body. Just a little bit in the core, but a whole lot in the shoulders. Nice. I'm going to go 1 more of those. And then after this, we're going with an armpit squeeze. Let's go for a 10-second armpit squeeze. Here we go. Bringing the arms against your side. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Now we're going for the core squeeze. So we're going to squeeze behind our belly button, squeeze those abdominal muscles. Nick's doing a plank. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, take a big deep breath. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Breathe and hold. And relax. Nick, I think Nick just did a plank breath hold combo. Be careful with that, but you can do it for 10 seconds. That's not going to be a big deal. But remember, when you're doing the plank, like all exercises, you gotta be breathing. You know, we've done that experiment before. Great job, Nick. By the way, also, did you see how great he did on those ground touches? Nick, do you remember when those ground touches were a little bit tougher? And I mean, I feel so confident with you, man, with so many moves. It's incredible, everybody. Nick, I have so much belief in your abilities. And last week, remember on Friday, again, he was showing us just incredible feats of strength, skill, and again, this guy's doing great. Everybody, Nick's a great role model. We got a lot of good role models on here, and everybody remember, no matter who you are, role model, or if you're an athlete, if you're one of our folks who are working out with us for the first time, you gotta stay hydrated. We all do. It's a rule. Ooh, something just got thrown up. All right, everybody, but not in the bad way. It was a piece of clothing. Will tell you what, though, our chickens, we had to make one of our chickens throw up. She ate too much long grass. Guess what? Don't feed chickens long grass. Grass like that long, no, little piece of grass, that's fine. Big long grass, it doesn't go down. It's got to come back up, and you got to help them. And we had to do that. So we're farmers now. Anyway, what do we have? We got Bernie coming up. I had one more thing I wanted to do, and it just slipped away. We might have to do something else in the meantime until it comes back to me. It's going to though, real quick. Oh, it was a great idea. I thought everybody was gonna love it. What did we did the core, so we did our neck. We got our shoulders going. You know what's great, everybody, and let's think about this too for just a moment. We've done a ton of exercising with our shoulders involved, right? I mean, think about it. But with everything that we did, my shoulders and your shoulders might not feel so exhausted because they were more kind of integrated into the whole thing. And everybody, we got Bernie. She's going to join us up. Bernie, are we going to do the breath hold again? We're going to start off with the breath hold too for 30. Oh, we're going to start off with water. Great call. I love it. It's going to come back to me what I was thinking about too. Hang tight. All right. So, Bernie's in the house, everybody. Excited for Saturday. Going to be at the gala. It's going to be awesome. Exciting. Bernie, what do you want to do for the first exercise?
Breath hold for 30 seconds first.
Breath hold for 30 seconds. Okay. All right, everybody. This is a big deal. This is more than 10. We're going to hold our breath for 30 seconds. Now, if you want to breathe, you can breathe. This is just a little bit of an experiment with yourself, with your body, with your mind, in your body, and your lungs. Bernie, whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and take it away. 2 in, hold the third. Okay.
Breathe in.
Breathe in. Out.
Breathe in.
Breathe in. Out.
Breathe in. Hold.
Breathe and hold. And relax. Nice job, Ernie. Excellent. What do you got next for us? We're going into all the moves. I remember her camera's pointed just a little bit up, but that's okay. We know what these moves are. And she is going to go first up into the knee tuck, or you can do an elbow tuck kind of stretch. The elbow tuck stretch is going to kind of stretch out some of our shoulder that might already be stretched out. So another good one I like to do is just put my arm around the back of my chair and stretching my chest. My chest is tight. A lot of people's chests are tight. A lot of people's hamstrings are tight, which is what Bernie's working on with that knee stretch. And so when you're pulling up your knee, I'm going to do it here. I'm going to grab my knee, bring it up to my body, and I'm pulling it in, and I can feel that in my back. I can feel that in the back of my leg, just a little bit. But it's a good exercise. It's a good stretch. Nice job. Good job. Karen's got it. Excellent. Nick's got it. Lorraine's got it.
6, 7,
There you go.
8, 9, 10.
Nice. Lisa, good job. Sandy. And Bernie's switching it up to the other side.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Good, Scott.
8,
Nice.
9, 10.
Nice job. Lisa and Scott doing a great job. Bernie's going for wrists and ankles. So this is where we're moving our wrists and ankles around. Counting loud, Bernie.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Very, very good. Excellent. All right, Bernie's going to move the chair back, which means we're going to go into a carefree swinging type of exercise. I'm going to be swinging my arm just kind of down here to the side. You could also, if you're like Bernie there, you could be swinging your leg, holding on to something. Nice job, Evan. There you go.
3,
Just let it relax. If you have your arm up to the side, you could even try to bring it kind of across your body and then off to the side to the back. Nice job. Nice job. I feel like me and Evan get high fives. There we go. Bop. We got you right there. There's another one. There's another one. Another one. Keep it going. High five. Switch sides. High fives. Here we go. Switching sides. Nice and carefree. There we go.
1,
Nice job.
2, 3,
Good job, Sandy. And Sandy's mom are doing a great job, everybody. Oh my gosh. Excellent job. We got the arms moving. We got the legs moving. I like this one here because again, I'm trying not to fire it up in a real strict manner. When we're moving like that, we're trying to be very flow, very relaxed, even though there is movement, and not totally relaxed, because if we were totally relaxed, there would be no movement. We would be totally relaxed. When your muscles are relaxed completely, that means you're not moving. If you are moving, you are firing up muscles. Here we go. Bernie's got the arms going up. Looks like we're going up into big arm circles.
1,
There you go.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Ooh, nice job. And now that you can probably feel a difference in your shoulders where that's a little more organized movement and those muscles are going to fire up a little differently. We're checking heart rates, everybody. Check your heart rate. Boom, 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 boom. That's a good one. Remember, you can also check it here. Kind of, if you had a watch, you move your watch. You kind of feel it right there. Bernie's got a heart rate monitor checker on her watch, everybody. Those are pretty cool and they're affordable. They can be very handy if you're ever feeling anxious. Because has anybody ever felt anxious and it felt like their heart was racing? Well, sometimes you check your pulse and you find, well, my pulse is just fine. It's just that a sensation. And so sometimes having a wearable is what they're called, but a heart rate monitor, it can be helpful and it can help to help you relax, be reminded of how strong your hearts are. You ready, Bernie?
Do we do like 45 chopper check?
45. Let's do it, everybody. I like that. 45. Let's see how it feels. Get ready. Remember the feeling normally. Fernando. That's right, everybody. Alicia's dropping it in there. Fernando. Here we go for 45. Fernando, 45. That's what it is. All right, in.
Wait, breathe in.
Oh, breathe in.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chopper check.
Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great job, everybody. There we go. 8 and 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Good job. 17, 18, 19, and 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 5 more. 41, 43, 42, 44, 45. Did I just go 43, 42? I've never done that ever. That's how much, everybody. I mean, Bernie, let's have a sip of water because I got to tell you, that happened. That's what they call, I think, the Freudian slip. But my brain was thinking about how different this feels than 55, right? Stopping at 45. It just felt so different that as I'm contemplating that, as I'm doing the exercises and I'm counting, my mind jumped ahead a number. And then it felt like, well, I got to get that, I got to make that back up. So I got to get the 42. And then it worked out. But everybody, it is incredible to think about how our mind is so affected by activity, by our thoughts, and by what we're thinking about while we're doing activity. All right, Bernie's got her baton ready to go and exercise stick at the ready. What are you going to do first, Bernie? What are you thinking? Taking a deep breath. Oh, starting off baton spin. I like it. I'm going to go with my pin.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 30.
Nice job. I tried that a couple different ways with my eyes closed and reversing directions and really concentrating on good pin spin. All right, everybody, hands on the hips or bar behind the back, and we're going down to the ground. And then we're going up to the sky. And oh my gosh, Bernie, her lenses are going to be transitioning back and forth between sunglasses and reading glasses because look at that, right up into the bright sun. But you can tell that gives you a good idea of what Bernie's doing there. She's leaning forward, she's bending down, and then she's leaning up. And that sunlight actually is a perfect representation of how her body is moving backwards. It's awesome. I like it. Carla, you got it at the end. Carla's turning into one of our breathing motto champions. She has, since her return, has gotten in quite a bit of breathing mottos. I love it. She's joining the ranks. Here we go, everybody. This is the YW, Y, and then all the way down. Yep. So we're going up behind our head, bringing it up, and just down to our legs, down and up and down, up and down, and then up and down. It's actually just a bunch of up and downs. Nice job. This one's not too bad. Remember, if this one's tough for you, you go wider with your hands. You bring your hands further apart. If you're using a stick, you bring them out. The further out, that's going to bring this arm right here. It's going to put it in a different position in that socket. That socket's particular. And so sometimes if you have the stick and your hands are close together, it's tough. Or you got to go way up high. But if you go out wide, sometimes, again, not as much movement has to happen here. Bernie's got a hula hoop coming up next, and let's find out what it's going to be. Looks like she's going for the hula. It's going to be a twist. Okay, so she's doing the hula twist. She's inside the hoop, remember, everybody, and then we're twisting it around. So I'm kind of pretending like I'm holding onto a hoop here, and I like this move because it has your arms. If you're doing imagination, it's actually really It's a challenge. You gotta imagine you have the hoop, so when your body moves, like everything moves together. It's a very coordinated rotation. If you were in the hoop, it would all just happen. You just move, and because of the hoop, it's just how your body's going to move. But without the hoop, I see some of you are trying it with me. Sandy, don't hit your mom in the head now. But I see you doing it good. Sandy's coming at you. It's kind of just like she's coming across with the right hook. We might have to do some boxing next. All right, great job. But again, Sandy was showing it. Evan, again, Scott doing a great job with that one. Where again, we're using our imagination and we're doing a really good job. All right, here we go, everybody, with this is the endless circle. So now we're going into the endless circle. All right, and we're passing it around. So this is hand over hand. And this would be a hand over hand push. You hear that, Mom? Was my mom listening to some other music? There we go. Yeah, we switched it up. She was just in the zone, everybody. I think my mom just zoned out on the exercise we were just doing. She's like, this is just so nice. I'm just gonna, there we go. Hand over hand pushing now. Bernie switched it up. She's going for a bus driver, everybody. So we got our hands up on the wheel. And let everybody in the bus. How does that door open? Who figured that one out? It's incredible, right? All right. That's engineering. Engineers turning the wheel. So another kind of endless loop style movement to where you're using one hand to kind of pass the wheel and it would be sliding through the other hand. And then you can bring it back the other way even and have the same kind of concept. Arms up, driving, we're going to the Padres. Here we go. There you go. I love it. Petco Park. Here we come. Going to the gala. Taking all the Padres to the gala. The Padres should come to the gala. Here we go. Driving it, driving it. There we go. Let's get Tatis there. Isn't he injured? One of them got hurt. Let's go. What do you do when you're a hurt baseball player? What do you play? Like pinball? Probably so, right? Pinball. All right. Who likes pinball? Bing, 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 you know, with the ball and you got the little flappers. I like it. It's a fun game. You don't see a whole lot of pinball games out there like arcades, but who remembers going to the arcade? You know, pinball, that would be one of the games. And sometimes it would just drop right down the middle. That'd be so frustrating. But other times you really get to have a lot of fun with it. And we did some blind pinball, me and my friend Joshua, and he did pretty good. All right, Bernie's got a kettlebell, everybody. So let's get ready for it. What you gonna do with that kettlebell, Bernie? Okay, I like it. Here we go, everybody, holding that kettlebell up to our chest. And again, this is where we're the strongest. You are so strong, all of you, when you hold something close to your body. If somebody gives you something and they say, be careful, you could be careful by holding it close to your body. That would be a good solution to what they're asking for. Nice job. Bernie's twisting her way, twisting some more. And now she's going into Statue of Liberty. She's got one more. Here it is. So reaching down and then reaching up, lifting up the torch. Nice job. Reaching down. And then she's going up with one hand, down with two, up with one. So imagine you can see Bernie here's doing an exchange. You can't see it, but you know it's happening because look, there's left hand going up and then boom, there's the right hand going up. So she's going down with two hands, lighting the fire, and then up, and she's switching every time, everybody. This is technical moves, and I think Bernie does a great job with it, picking it up, again, using that deltoid, using those trapezius muscles, and she wants to bring it up close to her body, up right here in the front. She's got one more. She's going to go with the down and up, holding it up and counting loud.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Nice job. Oh, Bernie, that was terrific. Everybody, let's give Bernie a big round of applause. That was so good. And everybody was doing a great job. Oh my gosh, I saw all of our participants working out. I saw the moves. I also remembered what I was thinking about for that other exercise. And we're going to bring it up, everybody. So let's have a sip of water. And I think we're coming up our boxing combo. So we're going to kind of get into some martial arts here, and we'll get some moves going. Alicia's going to do some martial arts with us. Do you want to do a big martial arts battle, everybody? Is that what we're doing, Karen? I think Karen just challenged me to martial arts battle. I think Nick wants to get in. Oh my gosh. We're gonna have a martial arts showdown here. Nice job. Lorraine's in on the martial arts battle. Let's get Nick in too. I need a teammate. Oh my gosh, there we go. There's a guy in the group. Me and Karen. Sandy's coming in. All right, everybody. Let's do Scott and Lisa are joining us. All right, nice job, everybody. All right, we got a great group on here. This is a good group. All right, everybody. We're gonna do martial arts. I'm gonna set my watch for 3 minutes. So we're gonna go for a 3-minute round of you can do whatever style martial arts you want to do, or if you want to be real smart about it, you could follow along with Alicia. She is a black belt in martial arts, although it looks like Karen has an idea on how to use. I would watch out for Karen right now, everybody, because she's got something in her hands that she might be using for the martial arts. So here we go, everybody, in 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's start with a bow and begin. All right, everybody, look at this. There's Alicia. She's bowing, and Nick starts off with kicks. And look at Sandy and her mom. They both are in the ring at the same time. They're saying tag team rules don't apply. We are fighting as one. And look at Karen. Karen has got some moves right there with the towel. So she's actually using like a hand towel, everybody, to kind of like swat us all away like we're all bees. And she's like, get out of here. I'm allergic. But Lorraine, look at that, is ducking everything. Nick and Alicia are kicking their way to the top. Look at that. Nick and Alicia just kicked, I think, both their feet kicked into each other, and it made a sonic boom, everybody. But don't forget about Scott and Lisa, or Scott and Lisa, the other tag team group. I think we got Scott and Lisa are going up against with Sandy and her mom. They're all joining forces into a group of 4. It's just going to be so powerful. I don't know if we'll be able to take them, but Nick is going to keep it going. Look at Nick with his kicks, and Lorraine has got the great. She's blocking everything. Karen, I think, has lost the towel, but then she's not out of it. She's still there. She has it, and she's gonna whack you right there with it. Oh my gosh, you don't want to get hit with that towel. I love it.
Learn that taekwondo.
In taekwondo. Oh my gosh, everybody, look at Alicia. She has her foot in the air. She had it in the air for like 5 seconds. Oh my gosh, Alicia with the huge kick, and there's another huge kick from Alicia. Nick's going for the big kick. Nick, you got to use the wall. And oh my gosh, Lorraine just kicked everybody. Lorraine's with another kick. I just saw the bottom of Lorraine's foot, everybody. That's how high she was kicking. I just saw Nick's foot too. And look at Alicia. She's doing the ground touch. She's on the ground with her foot in the air. Me and Sandy and Sandy's mom and Scott and Lisa, we're just trying. We're hanging in there. Oh my gosh, the kicks are coming, and wow. And Karen is in there again. No, now Karen's bringing the hands. All right. Oh, Karen's getting us all. Oh my gosh, everybody, I'm keeping it going. I got to go into protection mode. We have 1 more minute, so everybody remember to breathe. This is when the martial arts, you got to start going with your training. You're going to get tired. You got to keep moving. Even if you're just going with little jabs and blocks. And, think about some of the moves that even Byron and Alicia and Nick have shown us in the past. Keep those moves going. Just don't stop. The goal is to not stop. This is an endurance challenge. And everybody, it's going to be tough to defend against. Again, Alicia, Nick, and Lorraine have all teamed up. But I don't know. Sandy and her mom, they're bringing something. I can feel it. I think in the last few moments here, we're going to have a comeback with Scott and Lisa, Sandy and her mom. Karen's in the house here, and we're trying to take, I think we're all kicked out, everybody. It looks like the kicks are done, but we still have 5 seconds to go. 4, Nick's bringing in a kick. 3, 2, and 1. Oh my gosh, I feel like I just had, and Alicia right at the end. Oh, and then she gets another kick in. Everybody, let's do a bow, because when we're finished with our round, we want to take a bow. We want to show, again, we love all of our friends. We respect everybody. We love doing martial arts. We love having fun. And oh my gosh, everybody, that's a good time. So let's go ahead. Nice job. Karen's doing great. Great job to everybody on that. And like I said, Sandy and her mom were kicking butt. Scott and Lisa were kicking butt. Nick, that's the most kicks I've ever seen from Nick. But everybody, I think I think you know that again, Alicia, as the black belt martial arts master, Alicia, I think you won that one, Alicia. I mean, I got to tell you, Alicia did just such a terrific job. And I think Alicia got that one. And we're talking about she took out a really tough field, but Alicia did incredible. And you could see there were two times that she performed a kick, and her balance was incredible. She was able to extend her leg all the way out and just hold that position. So again, great job to Alicia showing us what it's all about. When you are a black belt in martial arts, those are the kind of moves that you can expect to be doing. Everybody, let's go ahead and have a sip of water. Ooh, I feel my heart beating, right? Do you feel that? You can check it. You feel it, you can check it. Yeah, it feels faster than remember when we did before Bernie's jumping jacks. We did a little heartbeat check. That one I can remember the feeling of that. And this one's just it's a little bit faster, but it's noticeable. That's great. Remember, everybody, your heart itself is a muscle. You have different types of muscle tissue in the body, and your cardiac muscle is an incredible muscle. Your heart is an incredible system. And the way it moves blood throughout the body and the way that it integrates oxygen and nutrients into the bloodstream to move that around the body, it's so incredible. But when we're exercising, and you've probably heard it before, cardiovascular training, or even people just say, I'm going to do some cardio. Well, they're referring to exercises that not only maybe get your heart rate to increase, but then you're going to keep it there for a certain amount of time. And that's what we just did. We did 3 minutes, where, the first minute or so was just getting the heart rate up and going. But then as we continued on, our body kind of recognized that we weren't stopping right away. And so it starts to do things to sustain your activity. And that's why, I mean, you could see everybody saw that we were all moving and continuing on for the whole 3 minutes. And that again is showing that not only having that physical endurance and tapping into that, but tapping into our heart's strength to keep up with us. And then also tapping into our mental strength to stay focused and to stay on the task. Let's have a sip of water, everybody. And we got one more exercise to go. I'm going to come up with something here for the very end, and then we're going to have Carla is going to be doing the breathing motto for us to wrap things up. Remember, we're going to work out again on Wednesday at 11 o'clock, and then Friday at 11 o'clock. So the next two are 11 o'clock. Just today's at 1 o'clock. All right. Let me see what I can find. Let me see. We got just a moment. I'm going to see if I can find a background for us here. I saw one I wanted to do the other day, but we might not have time for that one. It might be too long. I think it is. That's a bummer. It is. It's a pretty long background. So, all right. Let's go ahead and we'll just do one more kind of for our whole body. Let's get our whole body kind of from head to toe. And I was going to do the boxing backgrounds. That was the one where it kind of goes between like the speed bag and the heavy bag and all that. It's a good workout, but we'll save it. We'll do that one on Wednesday because we just did the martial arts, and it's like 6 minutes long and we don't really have quite that much time. So, but let's go ahead. Let's do a couple deep breaths. And again, I want to think about maybe something from Coach Emily that we might have learned in the past. So let's start off with just kind of maybe getting into like a relaxing position. Just maybe if you're able to, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let's maybe try just a couple of those. And if that doesn't feel comfortable, you can breathe however you feel comfortable. Then we're going to exhale. Breathe in. Feel your chest kind of rise and fill with that air. And then you can feel it lower down. Breathe in, maybe your shoulders rising up. Breathing out. Breathing in again. Now on the next one, let's bring our shoulders up. We're going to bring them all the way up. And then exhale and drop them. Let's bring them up again. Exhale, let them drop. We'll go one more, bringing them up. Exhale and drop. All right, now one I think we did not too long ago with Nick, and I loved it, was that helicopter breath. So if you're able to, we're going to bring our arms kind of up by our shoulders, and we're just going to rotate, and we're going to inhale and exhale on the rotation. So this is going to get our core kind of twisting and turning, and then have our hands just up here. They can be here. You could even do this one like this if it was uncomfortable having your arms up. So we're going to breathe in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Two more. In, out, in, and out. All right. So that not only gets kind of our shoulders engaged, it gets our core engaged. And again, it gets us kind of thinking about our breath work, bringing in our oxygen, having that oxygen transfer into our body, and then having the carbon dioxide transfer out of our body. We want to get that stuff out of there. So let's go ahead and do one more. And you know what? Just trying to think of a good one that, oh, look at that. There's a little fly. Can you see him? He landed on my ear. He flew off. Oh, that was so cute. I feel like he was trying to fly up and try to whisper something into my ear. Like, hey, do this exercise. What do y'all think? You think he had a good idea? I don't know. He keeps coming back. The flies like my ears. Anybody else? There he is. He's back on my ear again. Let's see if you can see him. Can you see him back there? He's trying to steal the show. Oh, there he is. Come on. Or what? Like earlier when we did the shoe fly. Let's do the breathing motto. How about that? This fly's trying to just get all up in my business. Oh, here he is again. He went to this ear. I think we're gonna have to have a talk with this fly. Everybody, let's go ahead and welcome Carla on here. She's gonna be doing the breathing motto for us. She's getting herself unmuted. Carla, are you ready? You want me to put it up on the background?
Yes, please.
Let me bring it on up, everybody. Great job. Great workout today. Great job to all of our leadership. Again, Sandy and her mom did a great job. Scott and Lisa, Evan, my mom's here. Marilyn, Valentina was here. We had Clinton in the house, Sarah, North County. I mean, what a great group. Nick, Lorraine doing a great job. Alicia doing a great job. Bernie with her leadership. Jed doing an outstanding job. Andy. And of course, everybody, we had Karen. She helped us out with the whole thing. I thought it was incredible. Everybody, we'll see you on Wednesday. Carla, go ahead, take it away.
Bring it good. Bring it back. Bring it happy. Bring it sad. Bring it past. Bring it power. And you make it first.
Nice job, Carla.
Thank you.
Everybody, great job. We're so happy to have everybody joining us for a Monday kickoff the week workout. Remember, we're going to do it again on Wednesday and Friday, so be ready for that. Nick's going to count it on down, and everybody, we will see you on
See you on Wednesday.
Bernie's got the
Here we
breathing
done.
motto.
10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4,